Welcome. In the last video we learned how to put a stroke round the edge of these images just to make them stand out a little bit from the background. Well, in this video we're going to be putting a little text on, and we're going to be learning how to style the text in a very similar manner. Now we're going to be using the horizontal type tool. Now we can go over here and click, or we can select it with the T as a keyboard shortcut. I'm just going to click on that to select it, and I'm going to move my cursor, and you'll see my cursor's turned to like what they call an I-beam. And if I just take it down to this bottom area here, and I'll click once, and if you look at the top of the layers panel, you'll see now that I've got a layer appear, and it's a text layer, and it's got just a T. Now I'm now going to type something. So this is the Return of the Scotsman, so let's type Return of the Scotty. Yeah, that seems about right. Now I've got some text, and you can see it's live text. That's indicated by this line underneath it and this flashing cursor at the end. Now if I move my cursor inside the text, you'll see that it'll change back to the I-beam again. So if I click, it'll just move the cursor because it thinks I want to change the text. If I want to move the text, I've got to move my mouse away from the text. Now I'm not clicking at the moment, I'm just moving my mouse, and you'll see that it'll suddenly change. If you just look there, it'll change to the move tool, and it doesn't matter whether you do it above, whether you do it to the side, but you've got to move away from the text if you want to move it. And then when I left click down, I can drag the text and it'll actually move it round for me. Now if I place the text just there, click the tick, and I've now accepted that text. I've set that text down. Now if I want to go in and if I've spelt something wrong, say, then I can go in and I can click once inside the text. I could delete a letter and make a correction, and then again I can either hit enter on the keyboard, or I can go up and I can click the tick. Now I can select individual letters or words by clicking into the text and dragging. So that's just selecting that word. If I want to select two words, I can click and drag. If I just want to select one letter, I can just click and drag across the letter. Now a quick way of selecting all the texts rather than clicking and dragging is to go up to the T here, which is on the layers panel, and double click on it, and that will select the whole of the line of your text. Whatever you've got in that line, it will select it all. Okay, we'll accept that. And I quite like this text, but let's imagine we wanted something a bit different. So again, I'm going to select all the text by double clicking on the T, and then I'm going to go over to the tool options bar at the top, which is now for the text tool or the type tool. And if I click in there, you'll see it'll highlight the third man, which is what this text is. And now if I basically just use the down arrow, I'll go through all my font types, and I'm going to select one. Let's say that one. I quite like that one. It's nice and bold. Okay, and then I'm going to click the tick again. So I've now got another nice bold typeface. Now I'd like to move it, so I'm going to click in it once. I'm going to move away from it and just click to reposition it, something like that, and then click the tick. Now what we have here is, let's say it's nude text. We have text with no clothes on. Now we could have different styles for the clothes we wear. We could have a style for the clothes we wear going to work, and a style for the clothes we wear going out at night. And text is exactly the same. Not that it goes out at night much, or I don't think it does anyway, but what we can do, we can add what's called styles to text. Now what we did here, we added two effects, and if you can look at it this way and say, well, a multiple set of effects is called a style. So let's style this text. But we could do it manually like we did before by adding a stroke and a drop shadow, and that's fine. But there is a panel that is set up to help us with this, and we can actually save out anything we do as a unique style, and we can save it out for later use. But if we go to the window menu and down to styles, and we'll get the styles panel appear. Let me just drag this in for you. And these are the presets that come with Photoshop. So this one with a little red line across it means no style, and obviously there's no style at the minute. And then it's just a case of just one click. So if I click on that one, what it does is it adds all these effects in the form of a style. So it's added a stroke and 3 different types of drop shadow. Not too interesting, so I'll click on the next one. Well, that's a little bit better, and again we've got a couple of strokes, a colour overlay, gradient overlays and a drop shadow. And it's a really good learning curve with this, because you can go in and you can look at all these and find out how this has actually been created. So let's try another one. We'll try that. That's not particularly good. We'll try that one. That's a little bit better. We'll try this one. Oh, that's quite interesting. Now there's not many of them really. Now there are some extra ones. If you go up to the panel flyout menu, which is this little doohickey symbol here, and you click on it, anything below this line and above this line here, these are extra ones that don't come loaded in but are available. So let's have a look at text effects. Now it'll bring up this panel that says, do you want to append, or do you want to click OK, which would replace the current styles. But I don't want to replace the current ones, I just want to keep them. I want to append. Now if I append, it'll add the styles on at the end. So I've now got some extra styles to play with. So let's click a couple of these. Oh, it's all right. Ooh, quite like that one, Return of the Scotty. Okay. And we've got one of them. Not so keen on that one. And well, that's all right actually. Yeah, I quite like that one. But I'll just show you again that we've got more. We can go to, again, we'll go to the panel flyout menu. We've got text effects 2. I'll append them again, and then let's have a look, see what we've got here. Oh, that's quite cool. And by candlelight, that's quite interesting. But it's a case of you just getting quite creative with what you want to achieve. So let's just try a couple more. I quite like that one. And I think we'll settle on that one, the Return of the Scotty. Right, so there we are. What we've done, we've actually added some text. We've changed the typeface of the text. And then we've added some styles. Now in this one, you can see that the effects, we've added a stroke and a gradient overlay to create this style for this text. Well, that's the composition complete. I think it looks absolutely dapper, and all that remains is for us to save out the file. Now I'm going to show you in the next video how to save this out in 2 different formats. We're going to save it out as a JPEG, and we're going to save it out as a PSD file. Okay, I'll see you in the next video where we'll do that. Bye for now.